Good day to you, partner. I'm keen, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken camp.
Hey guys, Wheat Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. So we're we're doing more revive DPS checks, specifically poison. And the reason we're doing these poison checks is because someone reminded me that I should really check the poison damage of the Forgotten Sands arachnid. And then at the same time, Topwig brought up maps and their ability to roll add poison damage or plus poison skill damage. And so I checked all of those. Now, I didn't check every single map, but I checked Lost Temple and Viz Jun, and I checked the 3 poison mobs in those maps, and I also kind of saw how the map mod rolls affected them. Long story short, on the map mod situation, Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike would obviously be way better. What I did think was funny is that the add poison damage based on physical damage was way better than the just plus poison skill mod. Um, like way better. But if you got both, that would probably be really good. One of these days, maybe I could bother trying to check, but I'm just pretty sure since both seem to work, if you got both, they'd work together, and that would seem very, very, very good. Now, moving on. What is the biggest deal? What is the biggest deal? Well, one big deal is that the Forgotten Sand arachnid is actually pretty good. Now, that's just poison damage flat on the screen right now. Now, the first check I did was actually doing it with 1 point revives, and then now I'm doing max revives, and I'm also doing max desecrate. And the reason I'm doing max desecrate is I wanted to make sure that desecrate does not buff poison damage. Now, basing this on the last video, the only difference is I have a Colin shield on, so vigor and +1 skills, so there's a slight discrepancy between the DPS numbers. But what we're going to find out is that elemental damage from the revive skill actually does buff the poison damage. Now, why is that? Topwood looked it up and it makes sense based on the way the functions are written into the game. Now, how big of a deal is that? Well, you kind of saw. The poison damage was fairly significant, and then it was, buffed pretty well, excuse me, by Desecrate Hard Points. Now, you also get more physical damage, and come to mind that all these checks right now with the guest mobs in maps are being done with 20 Desecrate. While the first check with the Forgotten Sands one, I never ended up redoing it with 20 Desecrate just to see how good it was with both its physical and poison damage, but it would be even better. Long story short, that's the best poison revive in the game as of now. Now, if you did get a map, though, and you got a map with like Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike, and Poison Damage, then yes, that would win. Just basically any mob with Crushing Blow is absolutely broken because Crushing Blow is just broken. That's a whole nother story. So, how good is this? How good are poison revives right now? They're getting more useful in my mind every single second. I still don't know if they're meta. I'm not sure if they beat Blunders, Cowlords, um, Council, or Travelords. But every test I've been doing seems to give them more purpose to possibly be ran. But again, don't get your hopes up. Like for instance, this is going to be a little check at the end of this just to see the poison damage on the breath of the Unraveler, and it's pretty atrocious and doesn't last long. One last thing to add, now you can pair all of these revives with Desecrate, Soft Points, and Lower
Play
Resist
with
now.
us.
So, Skelly King out. GG.
Come and play with us, Danny. Forever